Hello and welcome to Billy Ho Sports. Special show today, Breeders' Cup just around the corner. We are headed out to Santa Anita Racetrack where they will have this fall's Breeders' Cup. The Awesome Again Stakes is going to be the very last chance to win and you're in this Breeders' Cup Classic Challenge Series. There are other Challenge Series races like Churchill Downs has one for I believe the Dirt Mile, and there's probably a couple more out there to go. But this is for the classic, the one we care obviously the most about. Please support the channel. Please subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. Smash that like button. Leave a comment. Let's get started. All right, our first horse to speak of is Senor Buskador. Made a late move and passed a lot of tired horses to grab the fourth place finish in the Pacific Classic. I think finished a length behind third place Slow Down Andy in that race, who he actually closed to beat previously in the San Diego Handicap. So, Senor Buscador is a solid horse, but I think might be a little bit more suited for shorter distances. I don't think the mile and a quarter is his jam, but I think maybe the mile and a 16th or getting a rail trip here in this race, I think he can crash the board and round out the trifecta. So, next up is Defunded. Bit disappointing for trainer Bob Baffert in the Pack Classic. Was right next to Slow Down Andy in the far turn, and they both looked like they were making moves, but faded before the stretch run and was really no factor in this race. The return to Santa Anita might be what he needs as well. A lot of these horses in this race have good results at Santa Anita. Back-to-back wins prior to the Del Mar efforts were good, but I wonder about the competition he faced in those. So not ready to count out the 5-year-old just yet, but he's going to need to bring a better effort this weekend. Slow Down Andy, probably another value type of play. Was quite the performance for trainer Doug O'Neill in the Pacific Classic. Was in good position turning for home and and made his move to the lead. Jockey Mario Gutierrez just didn't have the horse, but it was a good third place run. I feel like there's a couple of different tiers in this race. I feel like tier 2 is Defunded and Fort Bragg and Slow Down Andy. So I think he's got an excellent chance to hit the board. Skinner is John Sheriff's entry in this race, coming off fifth place effort in this Pacific Classic that I'm just going to kind of run through a few different times because there are several horses that ran in that race that are moving on to this race. This race is kind of a primer for Breeders' Cup Classic contenders. So, closing second to Reincarnate for Skinner in the Los Alamitos Derby. Had some good results in his 3-year-old season, but just that one win to show for it. Maybe gets the pace to set up his late rally. I'm going to say a value pick just early on in my first reading. Bye Bobby. Fell far back in the Pat O'Brien Stakes graded 2 event. The gray horse, lovely gray, 15 lengths back behind the blazing early pace at one point in that race. He did fly down the stretch to grab that second. He's likely not going to get that pace here. I think he needs to be closer to the pace, like what you're watching right now in the Cougar Stakes, where he finished third and took the lead into the stretch. And if you recall, I did do the Cougar in another previous video. The Cougar was a mile and a half, and he took the lead into the stretch. So you can see my logic there. So I think Bye Bobby has a decent shot here to hit the board, especially if the pace is a little bit faster. Celestial Moon struggled out on the East Coast, but came back to win his most recent at Del Mar in his first start for trainer Mark Glatt. Lack of graded stakes experience and less than average speed ratings aren't going to get it done here, in my opinion. I'm going to pass on Celestial Moon. So now, National Treasure. I did not think I had to reshoot some of this video and cobble it together. I did not think National Treasure was going to enter this race. He is in back home for trainer Bob Baffert, the Preakness Stakes winner. No match really for the best of the best 3-year-olds after that. Belmont and Travers didn't fare very well. He's a front runner. Likes to will probably appreciate a cut back in distance from the 1.25 miles that he ran, and actually the Belmont was even longer than that. But will need to cut back in distance, and I think he'll appreciate that. Like I said, going back on the blinkers, and I think that was a good idea. I don't know why they took him off in the first place. They put the blinkers on. He gets focused and goes out and goes practically wire to wire to win the Preakness. Then they remove the blinkers. So I don't know what they were thinking, but they're back on anyway. So if he can get out and set comfortable fractions, he could run this race like he did at Pimlico. But I think he would need to do that. I don't think he can handle a fast pace. His late pace speed figures are not all that fast. So we'll have to see. Now, next up is Parolee, another horse that has done his best running at Santa Anita. His run in the Pacific Classic wasn't a memorable one. Jockey Umberto Rispoli tried to take him out fast, like he did in the Hollywood Gold Cup, where he ran second to Defunded. At 50-1, he did maintain the pace pretty well. You can see him right there. I believe it's the 10 horse. Maintained the pace through 3/4 miles, but was cooked by the time they turned for home. So probably if I ranked them in this field, maybe 7th or 8th in the field. We're going to move on to the next horse up, Stiletto Boy. Another horse I wasn't really high on this season. I highly regarded, but not really getting all the wins type of colt from Ed Moger. Might just be the top horse in races at Santa Anita. So we'll look at him earlier this month in the Pacific Classic at Del Mar. That was a throwout race, in my opinion. You can see he gets hung up at the start and then was just kind of eased and got a DNF in that race. 2 other races where he weakened down the stretch after going toward the lead. So, but does have good results at this racetrack. Not one I'm going to be super high on, but due to the good results, I guess we'll give him a shot. So just to put a bow on this, you might hear Fort Bragg mentioned in this video. I thought he was going to draw in, but he didn't. Like I said, I shot some of this video yesterday, but I think Fort Bragg would have been good here, but he is actually going to be entered in a different race on Saturday. I believe the mile. So I'm looking forward to putting a bet on him to win that race. Just a little bonus for you. Now, I do think that horses like Stiletto Boy and National Treasure are going to be the most popular horses, but there are horses like Senor Buskador and Bye Bye Bobby that could crash the party late. So we'll have to see after that. But if you ask me my first lean, it would probably be one of those horses. So good luck this weekend. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.